Stuart, you've named your provisional 40-man squad for the European Championships in Denmark. How many of those 40 are actually in with a shout, do you think, of making that first game in June?
All of them, basically. You know, if I didn't feel as though anyone in that 40 was going to contribute, I would have picked a 39 or 38-man squad, you know, whatever it may be. I think there's some great talent in there. The majority have contributed over a 2-year period to get us to a third finals, and I'm very excited by it. You know, the players are excited themselves, and I think the thing is, anyone that's omitted from that squad and doesn't make the 23 will be very, very disappointed. And the thing is, I've got to disappoint somebody, but it'll be down to the players and the players' form, nothing else.
Obviously, there's a few weeks before you whittle that down to 23. Is it a case of watching people's progress over the next few weeks and also keeping your fingers crossed on the injury front?
Yeah, and I think it's in reverse order actually. The injury front is the worrying thing. You know, the recovery time is very limited at the moment. I've got a couple of players in Danny Welbeck and Micah Richards that have got hamstring problems that hopefully will be solved in the coming weeks. And then really it's a case of me seeing as many games as humanly possible.
Jack Wilshere's in the 40. Do you think the media are asking, obviously, about your relationship with Arsene Wenger because of the Jack Wilshere situation? Do you think it's more of a media storm than actually there isn't any problem really between you?
I don't think there ever has been, to be fair. You know, it's. I don't think there's any other name that the press actually have dug up over a 4-year period I've been in charge. Every time there's a conjecture about an individual, let's say, it seems to be, you know, the press asking Arsene about it and then running to me and then going back to him. But I've never heard another manager's name mentioned in this scenario, so it's really important. And I throw Arsene into this equation with this statement as well. The managers have been fantastically supportive to international football and to me over this period. Now, we don't always agree all the time on how we look after the players between myself and any individual club manager. You know, I do speak with them, but I always tell them the proviso is the care of the player is paramount importance in my eyes, and anyone that's been in our squad, anyone, if you ask any of the players, if there's been any doubt whatsoever on the physical side, whether injury-wise, whether a player's fit or not, I don't play him. If players are playing regularly and we have friendlies during the season and it's deemed right to rest them for those friendlies for the importance of the player and the club, we do so, you know. So, but what I do ask is when we get to major tournaments, if the players are physically fit, we need to take, in my eyes, the strongest squad to go and have a tilt at winning a tournament, because unless you're successful at the younger age groups, you can't be successful at the senior end, in my mind.
And how many of your 23 do you think you know already?
21 at present. Bar an injury, I know 21. I've got 2 places that I'm looking at and thinking I'm undecided.
So the training camps and the next few weeks are crucial to 2 players, basically.
Exactly. I mean, the next couple of weeks, in regard to injury, in regard to form, in regard to 1 or 2 other situations, all indicate to me on those 2 places.
And the game here on June the 5th, obviously that's, like you say, it's going to be your final 23-man squad that you take to the tournament. Will the fans here at St Mary's expect to see your starting 11 for that first game in June against Spain?
Well, it's difficult for me to say that. You know, a lot of things will be bearing. The bottom line is whatever 23 that we feel as though we're going to take, whatever 11 come out of that, between numbers 12 and 23, there's going to be some disappointed players, certainly when we get to the tournament. But the scenario is, and what every manager has to do, and this is where tournament football stands alone, you have to make sure that the conformity of the squad's just right and the spirit is just right. And we've been really lucky over 4 years, and you've been part of the squad and around the squad. There's some fantastic individuals that really make the squad work and tick, and we've got great team spirit within the squad, and we have to make sure that all 23, whether they start the game against Norway or maybe 3 weeks later are lining up in the final of a championship, are all paramountly happy and all got one thing in mind: for England to be successful and win the tournament.